Ella Harper was just an ordinary American girl, but she was born with an extremely rare condition. Her knees were bent backward, a condition known as congenital genu recurvatum. Because of this, she couldn't walk like everyone else. Instead, she moved using both her hands and legs. And that's why the world gave her a name she never chose, the Camel Girl. But this is just the beginning. In this video, you're about to discover 20 such unbelievable facts from history. So make sure you stay till the very end, because each one is more shocking than the last. Number 2. In 1923, a family from the state of Oregon set out on a long journey, traveling nearly 2,500 miles to Indiana to visit their relatives. And they weren't alone. With them was their beloved dog, Bobbie. But what was supposed to be a happy reunion turned into a nightmare. When they reached Indiana, 3 stray dogs suddenly attacked Bobbie, forcing him to run away in fear. The family searched everywhere. They tried everything, but Bobbie was gone. Heartbroken and out of options, they returned home to Oregon without him. But what happened next sounds almost impossible. 6 months later, after traveling thousands of miles, crossing unknown roads, harsh weather, and endless dangers, Bobbie found his way back home. A journey so unbelievable that people could hardly believe it was real. And from that day on, he was known as Bobbie the Wonder Dog. Number 3. The practice of sacrifice has existed in many ancient civilizations. But among them, one stands out for its brutality: the Maya civilization. The Maya people believed that offering blood to the gods was sacred, and that the greatest offering was human life itself. During these rituals, a prisoner would be chosen, and in a horrifying act, the beating heart of a living person was removed from their chest, all in the name of pleasing the gods. A belief so intense that it turned faith into something terrifying. Number 4. In ancient Rome, there once lived a trader who made a living by selling fake jewelry and deceiving people. When his crimes reached the Roman Emperor Gallienus, he decided to make an example out of him. The punishment? The trader would be thrown into an arena to face a lion. As the gates slowly opened, the crowd held its breath. But instead of a lion, a rooster calmly walked out. The crowd was confused. And then Emperor Gallienus spoke. "This man deceived others, so we deceived him." A punishment not of death, but of humiliation. Number 5. In 1991, a woman suddenly disappeared from her home. She was the wife of a man named Richard Klinkemer. A year later, something strange happened. Richard wrote a book, but this wasn't just any book. In it, he described different ways to kill one's own partner. Naturally, suspicion fell on him. The police investigated, but they found no solid evidence. Years passed. In 1997, Richard sold the house and moved away. Then came the year 2000. The new owners of that house were digging in the garden, and what they found sent chills down everyone's spine. Buried beneath the ground was the body of Richard's missing wife. Number 6. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Benito Mussolini. 3 of the most brutal and feared leaders in human history. Men responsible for unimaginable suffering. And yet, unbelievably, all 3 of them were once nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. A fact so shocking, it almost sounds unreal. Number 7. In 1913, when parcel post service had just begun in the United States, something truly bizarre happened. A couple from Ohio mailed their own child. Yes, their 8-month-old baby. They literally placed a stamp on the child and handed him over to a mailman so he could be delivered to his grandparents in another city. And this wasn't a one-time incident. When more cases like this started to appear, the authorities finally stepped in and made it illegal. Number 8. In 19th century Britain, attempted suicide wasn't seen as a cry for help. It was treated as a crime. In fact, it was considered equal to attempted murder. And the punishment? Death by hanging. A time when surviving your darkest moment could cost you your life. Number 9. Aeschylus, one of ancient Greece's greatest writers, met a death so strange it feels almost fictional. One day, an eagle flying high above dropped a tortoise, and by sheer misfortune, It landed directly on Aeschylus's head, killing him instantly. It's believed the eagle mistook his bald head for a rock, thinking it could crack the tortoise open. A tragic accident caused by a simple mistake. Number 10. More than 2,000 years ago, Persian engineers had already mastered something extraordinary. In the middle of scorching deserts, they found a way to store ice, even during the hottest summers. This incredible structure was called a yakshul, a reminder that ancient innovation was far ahead of its time. Number 11. Jean Lafitte was a notorious French pirate, and when he discovered that William C. Claiborne had placed a $500 bounty on his head, he didn't run, he didn't hide. Instead, he fought back in his own way by placing a $5,000 bounty on the governor himself, a bold move that flipped the game entirely. Number 12. In ancient Rome, a father held absolute power over his family, so much power that he could legally kill any member of his household or even sell them into slavery, a level of authority that's almost impossible to imagine today. Number 13. Now here's something that will truly mess with your sense of time. Look at October 1582. You'll notice something strange. This month had only 21 days, because the dates from October 5th to October 14th simply don't exist. They were skipped entirely. A moment in history when time itself was rewritten. Number 14. Buzz Aldrin was the second man to walk on the moon, but he also holds a record that almost no one talks about. Right after stepping out of the spacecraft, he became the first person to urinate on the moon. A strange and very human moment in the middle of one of history's greatest achievements. Number 15. For nearly 1,000 years in China, young girls were forced into a painful tradition. From childhood, their feet were tightly bound, so they would never grow properly. Why? Because society believed that small feet were beautiful. But that beauty came at a terrible cost. Constant pain, lifelong damage. And finally, in 1911, this cruel practice was banned. Number 16. Before the 1960s, the truth about smoking wasn't widely known. Tobacco companies took full advantage of that. They created advertisements where doctors themselves were shown smoking, even recommending it as something beneficial for health. Before the 1950s, there was no clear scientific proof linking smoking to lung cancer. And in that gap of knowledge, millions were misled. Number 17. Inside the National Library of Sweden, there exists a book from the 16th century, unlike anything you've ever seen. It can be opened in 6 different ways, and each way reveals a completely different devotional text. One book, 6 hidden worlds within it. Number 18. Alexander the Great, one of the greatest conquerors in history, once organized a drinking contest among his soldiers. What started as celebration turned deadly. By the time it ended, 42 men had died from alcohol poisoning, a victory that cost lives. Number 19. Think about this for a moment. In the last 3,000 years of human history, only 268 years have passed without war, which means violence has been the norm and peace the exception. Number 20. There is a species known as the daddy long-legged spider, a creature so ancient it has existed on Earth for over 400 million years. Long before humans, long before dinosaurs, it was already here, a silent survivor of time itself. Out of all these facts, my personal favorites were Fact 2, Fact 4, Fact 7, Fact 11, and Fact 17. Those ones were seriously unforgettable. But now I want to know about you. Which fact shocked you the most? Which one was your favorite? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insane historical facts that sound too crazy to be real. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.